They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room. But they do have to start winning some games.
And it follows blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
This taken in by Kincaid.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
So first and goal from the 9-yard line.
They'll run with Cook. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
You remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go now.
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane.
And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Throwing, Sanders.
This pass complete to Higgins. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. And you get the sense, as I'm sure they got this sense, they might have picked up a good one here, maybe a little diamond in the rough via trade.
Maybe just need a change in scenery, a new city, maybe different motivation, but they believe they've got a good one.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, 2nd down. You look at this Buffalo defense.
Well, this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
That one caught by Tyreek Hill.
Still going inside the 20.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others.
And the Dolphins have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo.
Back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
I say unequivocally help, because you always want a Thursday game earlier in the schedule rather than later, just because the grind of the season hasn't really set in yet. But also, if they can get a win here, they get a mini open week, recharge a little bit, and carry some fresh momentum into the rest of the season.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
Andy, do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Sanders.
Open man is Hill. He's got it. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So,
and he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year,
as his guys are able to extend their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Coleman. And he's got room.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
A big play here for Buffalo. 48 yards.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now a give running right, it's Cook. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
2nd down and 8.
Allen gonna throw. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Half 85, half 85.
Here's Allen to throw it. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And that hits the right upright, but goes in anyway. A friendly bounce there that could have gone either way easily, but he gets it to go. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Bills are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
And looky there, Charles, just acquired, already making an impact on the defensive side of the football.
Maybe not a superstar, but he does a few things well, and I think they'll emphasize that in his new role with this team.
So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Throwing now is Allen. Completes it to Coleman. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. The Bills passing game, get them down the field. They've got another first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
You go.
Cook up the gut. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Ray Davis,
His first touchdown of the new season.
and the Bills are back within a score.
And you can sense a little bit of optimism here. Things have not been going their way, but they get the turnover on the other end, and they turn right around and put a nice drive together. Then they finish it off with a strong run for their first touchdown of the game.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead down to 3 at 13-10.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he's up past the 20 of the 22-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's Jay Bailey to punt for the Dolphins.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They came out not so hot. The first quarter, they were sputtering a little bit, but they seem to have stayed the course and really righted the ship here in the second.
Well, let's face it, all the preparation that goes into getting ready for a game, all the scouting reports, the practice, the repetition, sometimes you get a little bit of a lull to start things off. Maybe you get a little flat, but if you put in that time, you put in that effort, it can come back to you, and that's what we're seeing so far.
Now can they keep that momentum going? And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there's no space available. And incompletion as a result.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now Allen. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
And this returnable for Hill.
35 yards that time on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 19-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Here we go. Start.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. Sanders to throw.
And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Dolphins are able to extend their lead.
extra point up and good by Sanders. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Jason Sanders.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Their own 26-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28.
19!
To throw, it's Allen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Brings up third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Allen now looks to throw.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A 4-yard gain.
Here's Jake Camarda now.
4th down.
Here's Hill on the return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
46-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence they're going to put more points up on the board.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
In motion, Hill.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Buffalo, ready? 18 Cardinal, 19
To throw now. Here's Sanders.
And going deep for Hill. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And this is turning out to be something to monitor as this game goes along. That's now 3 touchdown catches for him here in this first half alone.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Johnson jostles free. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
All 52. What's that?
To the air, Allen eluding the pressure right. Allen hit, he lost the football. And this is picked up. There he goes, left side. And this is brought all the way back. A full recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown.
Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
Jason Sanders kicking off for Miami.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go into the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it, try and get some points. While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here.
On first down, here's Steele.
And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half.
Tyler Bass.
The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Broncos quick. And go.
The third quarter begins with a run by Achane.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it and pick up first downs.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
60 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And going deep for Hill. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
On third down, H.M.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds, so no chance to bring it back, and they will spot it at the 24-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Thrown out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Second down and a yard.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Brown 80.
Here's Allen. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Coleman. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Davis will try to run for it.
And he is going to have the Bills' first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Middle. Half. Look out.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Escaping the pressure right. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
Up the middle to Davis. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
What's that?
They go again with Davis. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run.
He's still on his feet.
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
Ray Davis.
His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Bills are able to cut into that deficit. So now Allen and the Bills going to stay out and go for 2.
The Bills are lining up for a
319. What's that?
He'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out.
16. Tyler Bass.
after the touchdown. Bass to kick it away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. First and 10 as this new drive starts.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
Up the middle, Etienne.
Up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
71 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you've got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space.
Hill diving, and he's got it full extension. What a catch.
And Hill is going to have the Dolphins first down as he's going to get this down to the 45-yard line.
And the Dolphins first down.
Let's go.
Achane gets it from the gun. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
12 more yards there and another first down. He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football, and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator when we clip out the box score. Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. From the 32-yard line now, here's second and 9. To throw is Sanders.
That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further.
60 Bison, 60
Now
Bison.
whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on second and goal.
Here's Sanders.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal?
And that will be that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. And this is going to miss left. I don't think it even got there either. It's no good either way. And this will remain an 18-point lead. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Ready! What's up?
Allen. They'll drop this off for Davis. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Inside give to Davis. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
The Bills on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12.
Ready! Alert! What's up?
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Staying up, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down. Now Allen, gotta have this one. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Jerron Bailey.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
Ready?
Running right, here's Achane. And brought down there by Taylor Rapp. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game. And that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's got his man on the crossing left. This is Higgins. The rookie from Colorado on target with that throw. They've got a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, They feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Here we go. Go.
Straight ahead, Steele. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
They'll run, Achane. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Hurt. Right there.
Achane. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Open man is Palmer. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
39-yard line.
Looking to throw. Allen flushed out right. That's again complete to Palmer. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a 1st down.
Ready? Alert! Alert!
From the gun, it's Allen. From the out route, incomplete. That's Coleman. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Round 80! Go!
And again, it's Allen, eluding the pressure right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. But what a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.
So for the Dolphins, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Bills, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.